welcome to the very first video to learning about your chakras, Chakras 101, and a few ways that you can balance them. So I'm really excited to dive in and teach you the basics about each chakra for the next 7 videos, one for each chakra. It's going to be so good, so I am really glad that you're here. So the first chakra we're going to talk about is our root chakra, which is our first chakra. Now, each chakra has a Sanskrit name, it has a color that's associated with it, and it has an element, and a lot of other things that I could spend like 3 hours telling you about, but this is like the introduction to it, okay? So, root chakra. The Sanskrit word for root chakra is our Muladhara. And the location that it is at the base of our spine, like the bottom of our, spine, basically. And this also kind of spreads down into your legs and your knees and into your feet, which is connected to the ground. So the element for this chakra is earth, right? And the color that's associated with this chakra is red. Now, what does the root chakra really incorporate within it? So this chakra has everything to do with your physical survival. It has everything to do with grounding, with feeling stable, with your career, with your finances, with your food, and with your physical body. Okay? So this chakra really helps you to feel connected to your body, to feel like you belong here in this earth, to feel that you're taken care of, that you're safe, and you are completely supported in all aspects of your life. Now, what does it mean when your root chakra is kind of off balance? Like, what are some signs that it's not doing the best? So I found the biggest signs are, 1, you don't really feel like you belong here. You have a really low sense of self-worth, you're just not sure that you fit in, and that you don't really have a right to be here. That one is really dear to my heart because I had struggled with that a lot in the past, and I'll dive into that in a little bit. Another way to know if it's kind of off balance is if you have some issues with your relationship with money. And the reason that this is a really big issue and relates to your root chakra is because money directly affects your sense of survival. So if you're feeling like there's never enough money, or you're always kind of afraid of it and don't really want to look into it and aren't really sure how it's going to come to you and if there's ever going to be enough, then that's a really big indicator that your root chakra needs a little love. Another indicator is just being afraid, being completely afraid of everything, because fear really means that you don't feel safe, right? In whatever regard that this is. Maybe it's fear of food, fear of money, fear of your career, fear of your sense of belonging, fear of where you're living, fear of where you're at in your life, whatever it is. Just fear in and of itself is just an indicator that your root chakra needs some love. So, what are some things that you can do to really balance this root chakra out? So one of my favorite things to do is, of course, yoga. And yoga is an especially amazing tool to balancing your root chakra because you're coming into your physical body, right? You're rooting yourself into your body, which is grounding you. So there are many poses you can do to balance this, but my favorite pose to balancing your root chakra is mountain pose, which is essentially standing on your own 2 feet, closing your eyes, and finding like your midline in your center. Makes sense, right? So you're rooting your feet into the earth, and you're just feeling a sense of stability, a sense of stableness, and just really grounding, really feeling your feet rooting into the earth. Which brings me to my next point. Another really great way is to connect with Mother Nature. So because this element of this root chakra is the earth, we need to stay connected to the earth to feel less afraid, to feel that we are in this sense of, I have a right to be here because I am, because you are here, you have a right to be here, to feel connected, right, to our physical world. That's really important, that we are connected to what is, connected to the earth, connected to yourself and your like physical body. And to ground, get outside. Put your feet into the sand or the grass in your backyard. Or if it's, you know, cold and gross outside, you can even play with some plants and like put your hands into the dirt or put your feet into the dirt to get that positive flow and energy from the earth into your root chakra so you can open up, which is the first thing we need to do to open our root chakra, and then we can work our way up to our other chakras, right? It's a system. And it's like building a house, right? You can't start at the top and have like a really stable house. You have to start with the basics. You have to start with the ground, right? From the ground up. So it's important that we have a really healthy relationship with food and that we're feeding ourselves with local and fresh food so that you can feel a sense of connection to your food in a really healthy way. That you have a healthy relationship with your sense of belonging and your sense of self-worth, that you belong to be here, with your finances and with love and not being so afraid of everything in life. Facing your fear will really help open this chakra. So, like I mentioned before, I had dealt with this chakra a lot before in the past, before I even really knew what chakras were. So I was really struggling with, at one point in my life, money, not feeling like I belonged here, not feeling like I was worthy of anything, especially not having a career, not having a sense of purpose or anything like that. And I was just afraid of everything. I was afraid to leave my house. I was afraid to speak. I was afraid of money. I was afraid. Okay? And so what I had to do that helped me a lot was really focusing on affirmations. And the affirmation that like saved me was, I am safe, all is well in my world. I am safe, all is well in my world. So anytime I would start to feel afraid or scared or not enough, I would say to myself like a million times a day, I am safe, all is well in my world. So without even knowing what I was doing, I was opening up and balancing my root chakra by diving deep and facing my fear of not being safe for many different reasons. So I would say that multiple times a day. So that's like your affirmation that I'd like you to work on with balancing this chakra. And of course, getting outside, grounding yourself and getting into your physical body and practicing yoga and connecting to the earth, connecting to yourself and feeling yourself, feeling really supported in you and who you are. So this is kind of the introduction to this first chakra. I hope that you learned something from this, and I hope you're excited to learn even more. So once we dive into like the chakras and how this relates to us physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, it can really open up a lot about ourselves. It requires us to look within, because I can show you and teach you like the signs, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to look within and listen to your inner self and your intuition and that inner guide to show you what is really going on. So think of your chakras as like a roadmap to showing you the way, right? So you're not alone, right? Like Rumi says, we're all just walking each other home. And I think that this is an amazing tool to kind of opening yourself to this sense of wholeness, right? And spiritual growth and just growing as a person to feel completely balanced inside and out. It's helped me so much, and I'm so excited you're on this journey with me. If you want even more guidance on this and you are not in our Facebook group, girl, join us. We're called the Zen Babe Tribe, and I'm here to answer your questions and just to get support and a sense of community from other like-minded women like yourself, my love. So I'm so glad you took time out of your day to watch this. Happy grounding. Get outside. You're safe. All is well in your world. You are a good girl. Love you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.